Hello, my name is Adami Muhammad Ahmad. First of all, I'm going to talk about sexual abuse in children in Malaysia. As we know, sexual abuse is a very serious and relevant problem affecting countries all over the world. While child abuse and related experience, or known as child maltreatment, have recently been recognized by the World Health Organization as having broad implications for human development and the prevention of public health problems, Malaysia still has a long way to go when it comes to protecting vulnerable children. The most recent abuse case that shocked in the country was that after primary school teacher sentenced to 8 years in jail for raping, molesting, and sodomizing 8 female pupils, while federal government implemented many formal legal protection for children against sexual offenses. However, Malaysians have little faith laws that enforce to combat sexual violence against children.
A primary school disciplinary teacher in Beluran was sentenced to a total of 80 years imprisonment and 20 strokes of the cane on 14 charges of rape, molestation, and sodomy toward 8 female students. Session Court Judge Umi Kalsum Abdul Samad meted out the sentence on Freddy bin Ampat Hussein, 56 years old, on August 26, 2019. In delivering her ruling, Umi Kalsum said the offences committed by the accused were serious as he was serving as a disciplinary teacher, but took advantage of the child victims who were supposed to be safe under his supervision at the school. Circumstances of the offences in this case showed resistance from the victims, but due to the accused's position as a teacher, put all the victims helpless in helpless situations. In conclusion, we can see that the teacher was taking advantage toward his students to commit sexual assaults at. He easily did rape, molestation, and sodomy in schoolrooms since he believed that no one will know. In this case, he was not only committed unethical action, but he also committed crimes towards his student. This kind of issue should not be happen if the teacher understands what will he face if he found guilty, and he also should be trained in the right way in order to stop him from doing nonsense toward his student. Lastly, as the effect of what he was done, Freddy will be sentenced with 80 years imprisonment and 20 strokes of the cane.
Nowadays, we can see that news usually shown the topic about the sexual harassment. There is a lot of people who being unethical person, which being in the sexual harassment, such as a teacher, even a doctor, or even a priest. They all are being involved with the sexual harassment. So the effects of sexual harassment to the society, as we can see, the first one is about that they can produce a society that have a negative thinking. Negative thinking such as having stress, having depressed, or even anxiety. All of these are because of the sexual harassment. There is one study that shows that 10 women from 20 women usually involved with PTSD. PTSD is a post-traumatic disorder. That's include of the stress and also the anxiety, which I've already told before. So the second one, the effect of the sexual harassment, as we can see towards the society, is that there is also an increase in the percentage of the unemployment. The woman who has traumatic disorder, that's include of the stress and also the anxiety, which I've already told before. So the second one, the effect of the sexual harassment, as we can see towards the society, is that there is also an increase in the percentage of the unemployment. The woman who has been involved with the sexual harassment will not going to work at that environment again. They will find a better job and a better environment to improve themselves. It is because, as we can see, our society loves to talk bad about others. So if they are one of the victim of the sexual harassment, other people will talk bad about her and she will not feel to live anymore.
Hi, I'm Chayuha and I'm going to present about the solution of reducing the unethical conduct based on the cases discussed. And my first solution is to improve in training school personnel to prevent, recognize and respond to sexual abuse by school employees. So, school personnel can be identified as reporters who must report, and they must report all cases of known or suspected child sexual abuse. The government should take the lead by expanding the scope of mandatory reporter training, including free online training to prevent educators from sexual misconduct. And the government plays a very important role in assessing the risk of school employees sexually abusing students, not only to document and respond to such cases, but also to determine the effectiveness of prevention strategies. Next, my second solution is to strengthen school hiring practice and giving training programs for school staff. The SPA should use a common form for all applicants, including statements stating that incomplete or false information may result in termination. On the application form, it is necessary to ask about the work experience, contact details of the supervisor, reference from past work volunteer experiences, questions about conviction of sexual or physical misconduct with a child. Schools should screen all teachers or employees carefully, and the interviewer should decide in advance which violation will disqualify the applicant. Such violations should include child abuse and a history of violence. And the Ministry of Education or school authorities should provide annual training to all school staff who are directly in contact with the student. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Wachi Chong. So now I'm gonna to present another two alternatives to prevent the sexual harassment. First one, the parents should educate their children about the sexual harassment. In Malaysia, the parent has traditional mindset which is they do not agree to teach their children about the sexual knowledge in their early age because they think that if it might affect the children's healthy growth. Moreover, in the school, Malaysia does not have a system to educate the student about the sexual education. This is the main factor why the student lack of the sexual harassment knowledge. Because of this weakness, the irresponsible teacher use this weakness to force the student to having sex with them. So in this case, the parents are playing a very important role. They should educate the children, teach them how to protect themselves in the case. After that, what should they do in the case when the case it happened on the children? Moreover, the parents also need to help the children to define the meaning of sexual harassment because sexual harassment can be done in many forms. So another alternative is the government and the schools should reinforce the law and policy. In Malaysia, the law is not very strict. Those who are committed to the sexual harassment will only get imprisonment, fine or whipping. This kind of punishment cannot make the criminal afraid. Moreover, the school should change the procedure of teaching. They should have two different genders while teaching to the student. This can ensure the way of the teacher teaching is not involved to the sexual harassment and can protect the student away from the sexual harassment. So, in conclusion, the government and the school should cooperate to reinforce the regulation and the rule to protect the student. Do not try to settle the problem under the table because this will only make the public become more offended.
In a nutshell, I wanted to conclude child abuse mostly occurs in the state due to lack of monitoring. On the other hand, abused children placed in welfare institutions were found to have higher anxiety and depression scores. This is due to many children do not receive long-term assessment and follow-up as they are dependent on their parents to bring them for review. The public must be educated on how to prevent cases of sexual against children, so we have to emphasize policies and procedures that can be effective response. So this is the risk empowering information and will successfully deal with sexual harassment and assault for survivors. Thank you.